everyone, and welcome to another strategy-filled, power-packed episode of the Sarah Speaks podcast, where we lead, grow, and transform one episode at a time. I am your podcast host, Sarah Esangbedo Ajose Adiogun, and today, on our Winning Big with Sarah series, we will be unlocking a subject that drives innovation, fuels economies, and builds legacies. We'll be talking about the entrepreneurial spirit. Whether you're spiritually inclined like myself or not, I tell you, entrepreneurship is a spirit, and we will be unlocking it on this podcast. Whether you are dreaming of starting a business, you have already started a business, even in your career, the entrepreneurship thinking and entrepreneurship spirit is required and is key if you must succeed. So if you are looking to inject new life into your vision, this episode is for you. So take a comfortable seat, grab a cup of water or a cup of tea, your notepad and your pen, and let's go on this journey together. Like we always do, let's define what we mean by the entrepreneurship spirit. These definitions are key, and it's deliberate in our podcast that we always define our subjects before we go into them. That is key because we want all of us to be on the same page, to sing from the same song sheet, and to have a common understanding of the subjects that we are unraveling. So today, what do we mean by the entrepreneurship spirit? The entrepreneurship spirit is not just a desire to make money. It's a calling to create, innovate, solve, build, and transform. It's the mindset of someone who doesn't just see problems, but sees potentials. Who doesn't only see challenges, they see solutions. That is the mindset of an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are visionary. They see beyond the ordinary. They see what other people do not see in any particular situation. They are builders. They are risk takers. They are resilient individuals. And much more than that, they are continuous learners. As Rick Holdman once said, an entrepreneur is someone who will jump off a cliff and then builds a plane on his way down. He's a fast thinker. He's a risk taker. He takes action and he continuously innovates in seeking solutions. Proverbs chapter 31 verse 16 defines an entrepreneur when he talked about the virtuous woman and said, she considers a field and she buys it. She plants a vineyard from the work of her hands. It shows that an entrepreneur strategizes, an entrepreneur invents, and an entrepreneur executes. That is the entrepreneurship spirit in action, aptly described by scripture. The entrepreneurial spirit is the resilient risk-taking spirit. Let me be very clear. You cannot succeed as an entrepreneur if you are not a resilient risk taker. What do we mean? Let's talk about resilience first. A word every entrepreneur must live by. The journey of entrepreneurship is paved with setbacks, delays, disappointments, and detours. Every successful entrepreneur, whether we're talking about Dangote locally, whether we're talking about Tony Elumelu, or we're talking about Jeff Bezos, or we're talking about Bill Clinton, let's name the entrepreneur. They have experienced failure, setback at one point or the other in their entrepreneurial journey. The difference between a successful entrepreneur and a failed entrepreneur is the resilient spirit, the ability to look a setback in the face, learn from it, and plunge right back in. Like Thomas Edison said, he has found 10,000 ways not to make the electric bulb. That is the entrepreneurial spirit. You are learning from every setback. Every challenge is a step in the right direction. You do not see the mountain in front of you. No, you see the pathway through that mountain because you are focused on your goal. You are focused on the outcome. You are focused on the vision. And you are focused on carrying believers and followers along with you to achieve your objective, which is the goal. And until you achieve it, you don't take no for an answer. You don't take that setback as your ending point. You take it as a step in the right direction, because you know and you believe that as long as I keep moving, I can do this. I can make it happen. I can achieve my goal. I can achieve my objective. I can change my circumstances through innovation, through learning, through going forward every day, knowing that I know more today than I did yesterday, and the knowledge that I have gained will open the doors that I am knocking on. Entrepreneurs are not afraid to take risks. If you look at the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 11, verse 4, he says, "He that observeth the wind will not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds will not reap." What does that mean? It means that if you are continuously focused on the challenges along the way, you will not take the action that will enable you achieve your gain. As an entrepreneur, you look beyond the challenge. You look beyond the wind and the clouds. And despite the way the clouds look dry, you know that when I sow, indeed I will be able to reap. That was why Jacob sowed in the time of famine, and he still reaped a multiplied harvest of blessing, because he did not look to the dry ground or to the lack of rains. He looked beyond that to his belief in his God. As an entrepreneur, there must be that spirit that you are looking up to. When I say spirit, it doesn't mean there is something about that idea that just keeps you going, that makes you realize that I can do this. If the Edison brothers were looking to see when they could have enough money or the clout to go about it, I'm not sure they would have been able to design an aeroplane. But they got people together and they just started. Are you looking at the clouds, or are you taking action? That's a question for you to answer. Take that step. Learn as you go. Adjust your wings mid-flight. That is where innovation is born. Resilience is not about perfection. Remember that. It is about the capacity to recover quickly and fail forward. Recover quickly and do what? Fail forward. You do not fail backwards. You do not remain on the same position. You learn from every setback and challenge, and you fail forward. And I tell you, to succeed as an entrepreneur, you must be willing to take risks. And the man that takes risks knows that I might not always succeed in risk taking, but when I do succeed, high risk, high yield. And for you to succeed, the entrepreneurial spirit is one of preparedness. It is essential to prepare. You cannot build a tower without first sitting down to count the costs. If you listen to my episode on Prepared for Success, it tells you, it dives deep into the subject for preparedness. But in this episode, I'll just take it on the surface of it, because we cannot talk about entrepreneurship without talking about preparedness. And to be prepared, you must clarify your purpose. You must know where you are going, because it is knowing where you are going that you can chart a direction to get there. Purpose is the fuel for perseverance. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2 tells us, make the vision plain, write it on tables, because they that read it will run with it. You are not the only one that will get your vision. You need the support of others. So you must be able to clarify your purpose. You must study, research, know your industry, know your trade, be an expert, know your market, know your customers. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 15 tells us, it says the heart of the discerning acquires knowledge. And that same Bible also tells us that my people perish for lack of knowledge. If you do not have the knowledge, you cannot go forward. You need to know your trade to be able to apply it. You must test your idea. Many of us jump into business without testing our ideas, and we put a lot of money into it. Say, Mama Lambaja has been doing that business, she's succeeding in it. Baba Lambaja has been doing that business, he's succeeding in it. You don't know what they are doing in their business. Don't jump into it. Test the idea. Validate the concept before plunging in. And then you must build a financial base. Start lean. Keep your personal and your business expenses separate. Get your systems right from day one. Structure is key to success. Many people fail in business. Many people, you just say, we didn't have food at home. So because I was using it, we hadn't paid the children's school fees. Forgetting that when the business succeeds, all these challenges will become a thing of the past. Now you use your capital. You don't have anything to invest. How will your business succeed? I really don't get it. When I hear such things, I just see the image of someone that does not want to succeed in life. And then for me, I always talk about the divine part of it. Pray for divine guidance, because it is only God that knows tomorrow, and it is only the Spirit of God that knows the heart of God. Lean on your spiritual side for guidance in your decisions, because the Spirit is a spirit of discernment. It will discern, it will know, it will guide you, it will teach you and lead you into all truth. And Isaiah 48 verse 17, God says, I am the Lord your God who teaches you to profit. I believe it. I don't think my business would have succeeded the way it has done without divine guidance. And for you to succeed as an entrepreneur, you must start small, you must think big, and you must scale fast. So, make your investment, learn, reinvest, grow, grow, grow. It's only in scaling big and scaling fast that you will succeed and continue to be at the top of your game. And like Zechariah chapter 4 verse 10 says, do not despise the day of little beginnings, because the days of little beginnings, when done right, heralds the days of the mighty harvest. Amazon did not start as big as it is today. Microsoft did not start the way it is today. Dangote did not start the way it is today. They were resilient, they started small, they built, they grew, and today we all know about them. Don't disdain your business that is too small. I want to grow fast, and you just plunge in all of your capital in a business that you have not tested, and when you lose big, and that is where the despondency sets in. You cannot recover. When you start small, you are able to fail forward. Over time, you will reach your destination. Be consistent, especially when it's hard. Show up even when you don't want to. Build the trust of your customers. Let them know that at any point in time, Sarah is ready, willing, and able. Consistency is the key to business success. Entrepreneurship is not a one-day event. It's not a miracle. It is consistency over time. Showing up even in the most difficult of times and terrains. That is where resilience and success is built. 3. Solve real problems. Don't just offer products, offer solutions. Solve problems that people don't know that they already have. When Apple came up with the idea of having a graphical user interface in computing, people did not know that DOS was bad. But they thought ahead, and they thought about how they could make it easier for man to interface with machine. And today you have it. So solve a problem, even where people don't know they have a problem. When you innovate and bring the solution, it will provide clarity, and it will ensure that people are able to adopt it, because it makes life easier for them. Be obsessed with one thing, and that is value. What value are you bringing to the table? How do you consistently maintain that value in the marketplace? If you are valuable, they will look for you. You will always be in demand. Ensure that you build your business around the convenience of your customers, not around your own personal convenience. Inconvenience yourself to satisfy your customers, so that they know that you are meeting their need and that your business is structured to serve the customer. Innovate or evaporate. I don't even need to talk much about this. Nokia is a good example. Canon is a good example. BlackBerry is a good example. Failure to innovate is writing your own death wish. No business succeeds without constant innovation to maintain their cutting edge and continuously be at the top of their game. Structure is key if you will succeed in entrepreneurship. You must know the legal ramifications of your business. You must set your business up with structures that will ensure that you succeed. Register your business. Open a corporate account. Draft written agreements. Don't do we agreed verbally. Not because you think that people want to shortchange you, but because you need to be ready. Ready for the day of adversity and ready for the day of opportunity. Put every agreement into a signed contract. Track your metrics. What gets measured gets done. Ensure that you are clear on what profitability means for your company. Proverbs 24 tells us, it says, through wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all pleasurable and good things. This tells us 3 things that are key for the structure of entrepreneurship. Wisdom, structure, and knowledge. That is the foundation of every profitable enterprise. And one thing we must all ensure that we do, ensure you are tax compliant. Many of us, compliance is very key. You must know that you are not a world leader that can get away with not paying your taxes. It can crumble your business. Ensure that you are always tax compliant and that you always file your returns as at when due. To succeed in life, knowledge is key. My people perish for lack of knowledge. It is not only to have the title of CEO. You must be the chief learning officer for your business, for your career. For you to succeed in life, you must be a continuous learner. Knowledge is key. Know your business, know your numbers, know your markets, know your risks, understand the mitigations. Knowledge. I cannot overemphasize it. You must be a continuous learner for you to succeed. In fact, apart from your CEO title, have another title which is not on your complimentary card. You are a chief learning officer. Read books, take courses, ask questions, get mentors, get coaches, watch podcasts like this podcast. It helps you build the muscle and resilience and knowledge that you need to succeed. Who are you flocking with? They say that you are the average of the 5 people that are closest to you. Who are you keeping close? Think about Ruth and Naomi. They stuck together, and that is why Ruth became the mother, progenitor of our Lord and Savior Jesus. She stuck close to Naomi and learned from a wise woman. Think about David and Jonathan. There was no way David would have been able to escape the sword of King Saul if he did not have a strategic relationship with Prince Jonathan. And then let's think about Jesus and the 12 disciples. There is no way that the message of the gospel would have been carried to the uttermost parts of the earth if Jesus did not have a strategic relationship with the 12 disciples. Who do you have a strategic relationship with? And what is that relationship supposed to bear in your vision, in your business, in your life? It is key for you to know that. Let me tell you, truthfully, the road to entrepreneurial success is fraught with many challenges. It is not smooth at all. But when we have the discipline and the knowledge, our affirmation becomes more powerful than we can ever imagine. Let me tell you, you are blessed with a purpose. There is something God has placed on the inside of you to bless this world and to bless your generation. It takes knowledge, it takes courage, it takes resilience, and it takes consistency to birth that purpose and actualize that vision. And like Winston Churchill says, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Let's keep plying our trade one day at a time, knowing that as we continue, success is inevitable. And today, I lift every one of us, aspiring and current entrepreneurs listening today, that we will not remain small, that God will strengthen our hands, clarify our minds, and guide our steps, that we will be resilient and we will be knowledge seekers, and that we will ply our trade and have the strength to only fail forward and continue on this journey of entrepreneurship to birth our purpose in life. Success is inevitable for us, even as we continue on our journey of entrepreneurial and career trajectory. Until next time, keep building, keep leading, keep speaking, and God bless you. If this episode blessed you, please like, share, comment, and leave a review. Because together, we are growing together and winning together, not only for 2025, but beyond. Remain blessed and have a great day. Thank you.